Dobré dopoledne, dámy a pánové. Velmi děkuji za pozvání. Já vždycky rád vážím cestu do Bratislavy, a to nejen proto, že pracuji vlastně v československé společnosti GoodAI, ale nedávno jsme oslavili 100leté výročí založení Československa, a to je země, kde jsem se narodil, tak mám velký emocionální vztah i k hlavnímu městu Slovenska. I will switch to English because I promised to my former colleagues from the European Commission that actually it would be more direct to speak in English, and as well I was asked by the organizers to talk in English. I'm working with the research group which is researching artificial general intelligence, and the group was founded back in 2014 by Marek Havrda. And since then, we've been working on something which we call gradual learning. Gradual learning allows us to conceptualize artificial intelligence in a little bit different way what we have seen so far on different demonstrations, which I would call to be a narrow artificial intelligence. General artificial intelligence is trying to find new ways how to use algorithms to produce solutions which would not be just possible to implement in one setting, but actually which would be able to transfer to different settings. And the properties we are looking at are how to build an agent which would be able to exploit the previously learned knowledge and to use it in new context. And this would allow the fast adaptation of that algorithm for a new and as well unseen tasks. So we talk about something as a long-shot learning, because most of the applications of current technology, they need lots of data. So we're also looking how we can actually have a learning algorithm which would be able to use just a much more number of data. The other property we're looking into is avoiding catastrophic forgetting. So today, the algorithms, it's very difficult for them actually to maintain the memory. And we see one of the approaches from HP Enterprise, which is trying to solve it technologically, which is great, and we definitely would be very much interested to hear more about the implementation, because it might be an approach which might be very much useful for the methods we are looking into. There are several ways how we want to reach artificial general intelligence. So one of the milestone is to build a gradual learning agent. The next one is actually to build the curricula for the agent to be able to build up on the knowledge and the capabilities and the skills. So we're very much working as well on the curricula. Related to that, we're a lot working on the curricula actually, which would help the agent to get the ethics into the human ethics into the machine. It's fully unsolved problem. We've been discussing just lately. I was invited to the US to discuss it with the famous DARPA, and we very much at the beginning of understanding how we could get actually ethics into the machines. And we think the gradual learning of ethics through curricula might be one of the ways forward. And what we see as very important, and there we see a huge potential for the future and as well for Europe, is we will need lots of testing. So as soon as we develop any algorithm with such a potential power, we will need a really well thought through testing environment and testing facilities at rather large scale actually, to test that the algorithms are actually behaving the way we expect them to behave as humans. So testing is a big area. Well, I'm by background social scientist, spent lots of time in supporting governments, both Czech Republic and at the level of the European Union. So I'm looking into different impacts on humans and different impacts on society. Even though for us still it's a research question, so we're still working on that research part on the algorithm, as well as just was introduced by the previous speaker. There are already very good applications with current artificial intelligence. As well, part of our team is actually working on the implementation of current machine learning algorithms, mostly in the automotive industry. And this takes me to really be thinking about the future of jobs. One of the things which was already already mentioned. So I would just like to give you a bit of our kind of scenario planning. As we're thinking, it's a long-term project, the artificial general intelligence. So at the same time, we're kind of developing what we call societal roadmaps. Or kind of a futuristic roadmaps. We have the technological roadmap on the R&D of the algorithm, and as well we're looking into various types of the roadmaps of the impacts on society. So I would like to a little bit just brief you on a recent paper which we have published and give you a little bit of the flavor of our thinking. If we kind of like try to imagine there will be much stronger algorithm than there are today available. Many people are thinking that we kind of in the business as usual scenario when it comes to next industrial revolution. So we have a new technology, and so far, if you think about steam power replacing the horses, or if you think about electricity giving us kind of really good power to power any appliances, always there's been a change overall in the structure of the employment. And actually, the employment risen over this industrial revolution. It did not decline. Well, we're a little bit thinking that this time it might be different. The reason is that humans have basically two types of capabilities. One type is the physical capabilities. So we've been solving this through electricity and steam. And now, as you see, artificial intelligence is actually empowering robots to get to, in many areas, to human level performance. The other part of our abilities are our mental abilities. And as we have seen in a number of areas, actually, the artificial intelligence, the already current artificial intelligence is actually superior to humans when it comes to, for example, to image recognition. Already the performance of the algorithms is better than humans. So the current research kind of shows that we might be actually losing some jobs. And this has been actually confirmed by a recent study by the National Bureau of Economic Research in the US, which shows that for each industrial robot put in place, implemented in the industry, you're losing about, on the average, about 6 jobs. So the jobs are not being created. They may be created somewhere else, but in that sector, they are not recreated. So what are kind of our thinking and the trends which we think will be in the future when it comes to the automation, AI, and the jobs. And then I would like just to finish with several areas for potential research as a kind of opportunities where we could look into very soon. So 2 minutes, perfect. So first, the more structured the jobs and the more expensive, they will get replaced more rapidly. So if you look into the industrial setting, the setting is very structured. The question is more about the price and the cost, actually, of the labor. The higher it will be, the quicker it will be replaced. The same goes for mental work. The more structured and the higher the cost, the quicker replaced. A good case here will be the radiologist, but the other case will be some kind of lawyers as well, and we already see a replacement of these tasks by automation there. What we expect is that there will be something like super labor. So someone who is actually able to use AI and give some edge which is AI not able to actually deliver at the moment, either to organize the things or to see a new potential somewhere, to have enough persistence to follow up with the task, etc. So we kind of like see super labor coming, and as well potentially super enterprises coming in, where you not only will have the gig workers of today, so you will be hiring people through the platforms, so different platforms, but you will be able to actually hire AI gig worker. So kind of like automated worker which will have the skills to help you to build up your enterprise. And maybe you will have just enterprise, which today you would need 50 people, and you will just have 3 AI gig workers and yourself, and they will do anything from the product development, across the production, to marketing and after-sales care. We think that what is really important, that the switch in certain areas may be very quick. And according to the studies from the OECD, from the World Bank, but as well from the Joint Research Center of the European Commission, our countries, the Czech Republic and Slovakia, are among those which might be hit the most, actually, because of the structure of our economies. And here I think we should be really thinking how we could actually help people to transfer very quickly from jobs which are being automated to new jobs. And where we might want to look are just the 4 following points, and then I finish. So we might want to be thinking how we use already current AI, and this is kind of an invitation to the industry as well to join the effort with us, on identifying potential of each individual. So trying to not only scan the society, but actually to try to understand every single individual. Then how we can design rapid retraining for new tasks. And we know there will be new jobs available, especially in care industry. This is quite clear, and this is a different question how we will pay for it. But how we can speed up the retraining. How we can ensure the motivation. So can we use AI tools to actually increase and ensure motivation of people to retrain and actually maybe retrain repeatedly. And the final one is how to maintain mental stability, especially in the course of such rapid changes. Thank you very much.